Dubai is a city of light and glass. It presents a vision of the future. Towers pierce the clouds. Man-made islands reshape the coastline. Luxury cars glide along immaculate highways. The world sees a spectacle of wealth and ambition. Tourists capture images of architectural wonders. Shoppers browse malls filled with gold and designer brands. It is a powerful and alluring image, crafted with immense care. Broadcast globally. This image, however, is not the complete story. Behind the gleaming facade lies a different reality, hidden from the brochures and the travel shows. A world inhabited by the people who built the dream, the hands that laid the bricks, the hands that poured the concrete. Their lives often lived in the shadows of the structures they created. This essay will look behind the curtain. Dubai's transformation was astonishingly fast. Just a few decades ago, it was a small trading post on the edge of a desert. The discovery of oil in the 1960s provided the initial spark. But unlike its neighbors, Dubai's leaders knew the oil would not last forever. They made a deliberate choice. They decided to build an economy based on other things. Trade, finance, real estate, tourism. They envisioned a global hub, connecting East and West. This grand vision required a monumental construction effort. The plan was ambitious. It involved building the world's tallest tower, the Burj Khalifa. It included creating vast, luxurious shopping centers like the Dubai Mall. They dredged the sea to build artificial islands shaped like palm trees. An international airport was built to become one of the busiest in the world. For a vast number of Dubai's construction workers, home is not a comfortable apartment. It is a room in a sprawling labor camp. These camps are often located on the industrial outskirts of the city. They are far from the glittering districts that tourists see. The daily commute can be long and arduous. Workers are transported in buses, sometimes spending hours traveling to and from the construction sites. This travel time eats into their already limited hours for rest and personal life. The camps themselves are often islands of stark utility, built for function, not comfort. Living conditions within these camps have been a source of serious concern for years. Reports from human rights organizations and journalists have documented the reality. Workers are frequently housed in overcrowded rooms. It is common for 8 men, 10 men, or even 12 men to share a single small space. They sleep in bunk beds with little personal space to call their own. Sanitation can be a major issue. Toilets and showers are often shared by dozens or even hundreds of men. In a 2006 report, Human Rights Watch described conditions in some camps as less than human. In a region where summer temperatures soar, adequate air conditioning is a necessity, not a luxury. Yet many workers have reported poor or non-existent cooling systems in their rooms. Kitchen facilities are communal and can be unhygienic. The sheer density of people living in close quarters creates a high risk for the spread of disease. The psychological toll of this existence is immense. The challenges for migrant workers in Dubai extend far beyond their living conditions. The system that governs their employment, known as the kafala system, creates a profound power imbalance. Under this system, a worker's legal status is tied directly to their employer or sponsor. This means a worker cannot change jobs or leave the country without the sponsor's permission. While reforms have been introduced over the years, the fundamental structure often leaves workers vulnerable to exploitation and control. One of the most common and damaging practices is the confiscation of passports. Although it is illegal under UAE law, it remains widespread. Employers often claim safekeeping, but without a passport, a worker cannot travel, even in a family emergency. Many are promised one salary by agents, only to find much lower pay on arrival. Contracts may change. Delays are frequent. Some report months without wages. Families wait for money that never comes. Trapped by recruitment debt, with protests illegal and consequences severe, including deportation. The legal system is intimidating, and fear of job loss keeps many silent, creating a cheap, compliant, easily controlled workforce. It is a system that prioritizes rapid completion over the fundamental rights of the people building these projects. The work of building Dubai's iconic skyline is inherently dangerous. Construction is a high-risk industry everywhere in the world. In Dubai, these risks are compounded by the speed of development and, in many cases, inadequate safety enforcement. Workers operate at great heights, often with minimal protection. Accidents, such as falls from scaffolding, injuries from heavy machinery, are a constant threat. The true number of work-related injuries and fatalities is disputed. Official statistics are difficult to verify. Consulates often report higher numbers than authorities acknowledge. Many deaths are listed as cardiac arrest or natural causes. Critics argue this conceals deaths from overwork, exhaustion, heat stroke. As Minky Worden of Human Rights Watch has noted, the official causes of death are often listed as heart attack, but many are young men whose deaths are really caused by heat stroke. The extreme climate presents another grave danger. For much of the year, work happens in blistering heat and high humidity. Temperatures can exceed 45 degrees Celsius. Laws mandate midday breaks, yet workers still spend many hours toiling in extreme conditions. Heat stroke and severe dehydration are common, with long-term health effects poorly understood but undoubtedly severe. Dubai operates under a strict legal and political system. This system is designed to maintain stability and control. The government exercises sweeping authority over public life. Government controls expression. Freedom of speech and assembly are curtailed. Journalists and researchers face barriers. Media is tightly controlled. Critical reporting is not tolerated. Foreign journalists detained and expelled. Local activists risk arrest and imprisonment. Information is managed and shaped. The official narrative of progress is promoted. Stories of exploitation are suppressed. It's hard to solve problems when it's dangerous to speak. For migrant workers, this lack of freedom is acute. Labor unions are banned. Collective bargaining is not permitted. Attempts to organize are treated as threats. In 2007, thousands struck. Authorities arrested and deported hundreds. The message, remain silent or face consequences. This control is part of the business model, stability for investors, a non-disruptive workforce, paid for by workers denied a voice and basic rights. Dubai's rise was not funded by oil alone. The city positioned itself as a global financial center. It created free zones with low taxes and light regulations to attract capital. Money poured in from all over the world, but not all of it was clean. The same features that attract investors also attract those hiding illicit wealth. Real estate became a key channel. The city, a major hub for global money laundering. Kleptocrats, criminals, and sanctioned individuals use property to wash dirty money, buying villas and high-rise apartments to legitimize cash. Speed and scale, combined with historical lack of scrutiny over source of funds, made it ideal. Investigations by groups like OCCRP reveal billions of suspect money in Dubai real estate. Dark money inflates prices, making housing unaffordable for ordinary residents and legitimate businesses. It distorts markets and creates bubbles prone to crashing, as in 2009. More importantly, it weaves corrupt networks into the city's economic fabric. The presence of mafia groups and other criminal organizations is an open secret. Drawn by luxury and secrecy, using Dubai as a base to manage global networks, the UAE has tightened anti-money laundering rules, especially after a global watchdog's gray list in 2022. But the challenge remains immense. The rivers of gold carry a dangerous undercurrent. Behind the statistics are the stories of individuals, the human experiences that give these problems meaning. Consider the story of a man from a village in Nepal. He paid a recruitment agent his family's life savings, promised a good salary, decent housing. On arrival, his passport was taken. His wage was half of what was promised. He lived with 11 other men. After a year of hard labor, he had barely paid off his debt. He was trapped. Then there is the story of a domestic worker from the Philippines. She worked for a wealthy family in a luxury villa. Her contract allowed 1 day off, but in reality she worked 7 days, from early morning until late at night. She could not leave without permission. Her calls were monitored, isolated, exhausted, afraid. Experts explain, it's not a few bad employers, but a system designed to extract maximum labor for minimum cost. The legal framework facilitates exploitation. Justice is hard to obtain. Yet workers organize for unpaid wages, lawyers and activists assist, diplomats try to intervene. Small acts of resistance are glimmers of hope. The desire for dignity and justice endures. These stories make labor rights and financial crime real and urgent. Dubai is a city of profound contradictions, symbol of futuristic ambition and architectural marvels. At the same time, it is built on a system of labor that is deeply problematic. The towers cast long, dark shadows over the camps where their builders live. Rivers of gold carry both legitimate investment and the proceeds of corruption and crime. To see only the shine is to miss half the story. The purpose here is not simply to condemn, it is to foster awareness. The global economy is interconnected. Our country's money invests in Dubai. Multinational firms build the towers. Tourists arrive from everywhere. As global citizens, we must understand the true cost of products we consume and places we visit, asking about the supply chains of labor that make our world possible. Progress needs action, pressure from rights groups and governments, stronger anti-money laundering enforcement, companies caring for their entire workforce, not just white-collar staff. It also requires individuals, tourists, investors, consumers, to look beyond the postcard, seek reliable sources, and support those who bring truth to light. Dubai can prioritize growth at all costs, or build a more sustainable and just future. A future that respects workers' rights and values financial transparency as much as height.